it's your girl Ina here. We're doing a super cool project today, coloring eggs, coloring Easter eggs using cabbage, onion skins, and beets. Cabbage is going to create blue eggs, onion skins are going to create brown eggs, and beets are going to create red eggs. So here is the method we're going to use. So we have a stocking. I bought knee-high stockings. These are black, it doesn't really matter what color it is. And then we went and gathered little leaves, grass, little flowers, some clovers, things like this, which we are going to put into the sock, into the stocking, like so. And then we are going to balance the, drop the egg in there, like so. Making sure we're trying to get the nice part of the flower leaning against the egg. We're going to put some cute little leaves. What are you doing in there? Cute little leaves in here. My class is trying so hard to be good because we want to document this, that we can put it on our little news program. With some clover and a little bit of grass we're going to put in there. Making sure that your items are laying flat as possible against your egg. Got some more interesting looking leaves we're going to drop in there. It looks fantastic. That we're going to drop in there too. This we're going to drop in there too. And this little leaf. Good. Okay. Then, like I said, you want to make sure that your leaves and your little flowers and things are leaning flat against your egg. Pull it tight to make sure that your things will lay against the egg smoothly, and tie a nice tight knot right next. They're almost going to explode, these kids trying to keep quiet for 2 minutes. Right next to the egg, and then we're ready to dye them. Okay, so for the next part of our experiment, we have for our egg dyeing, you can see it's all over my hands. We have 3 separate pots, and in the pots, guys, you can say out loud, what do we already have in the pots? We have,
Mountain.
No, in the pots.
I know.
Yeah.
Cabbage?
No, before that.
Vinegar.
Vinegar and
salt.
So we have a little bit of vinegar and a little bit of salt in each pot. Then in the first pot, we're going to put what to make blue, guys?
Cabbage.
Cabbage to make blue. Okay, we put actually the whole cabbage in there, less what the kids stuffed in their faces. Then we have, what's this, guys? Yeah.
London.
Oh, in English?
Okay. Beets.
Beets. Okay, we've got beets. We're gonna put, after everyone had a taste and got our hands all nice and red, we're gonna put beets in the middle. Oh my gosh, it looks like blood. Put beets in the middle one with our salt and vinegar. Doesn't that look like someone got murdered? Ew. Okay, and then in our last pot with our salt and vinegar, we're going to put what? Yes?
Onion skin.
Onion skins. It's going to create what color?
Brown.
Brown.
A brownish beige color.
Ooh, onions.
Okay, shh. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to add water to these pots, and then what are we going to do with it?
Cook it.
We're going to boil it, and then we'll come back to you with the next phase in our egg dyeing. Okay, so now we're at the next phase. We've put water into each one of our pots. So we've got one with the cabbage, one with beets, one with onion skins, with a little bit of vinegar and a little bit of salt. We're going to bring this up to a boil and let the different items, the different food items, stain the water. And that's what we're going to use for our dye for the eggs. So we're just going to have a little break now because it's almost time for our recess, and we're going to let these cook with the different vegetable food products, and then get the water ready for dyeing. After lunch, we'll dye our eggs. Does that sound good, guys?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll be back. Okay, so now we're ready for the next phase. So we put our little mixtures to boil before we went to lunch, and then I let them sort of sit over the lunch break and the recess break, and I've just turned them back on to heat them up a little bit. But now what we're going to do is we're going to remove the vegetable stuff out. So you can already see how a lot of that color has come out of the cabbage. Ow, it's hot. Cabbage, for example. Now this looks really purple because the cabbage was purple, but I tested it on a napkin, and it does actually look like it's going to create a blue dye to dye our eggs blue. So this will be the next phase, is we're going to take all of the beets, the cabbage, and the onion skins out. And then, boys and girls, we can dye our eggs. You excited?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll be back at the next phase. Okay, so now we've all chosen which eggs we would like to do which colors. So we're going to start with the red, and we're just going to carefully drop the eggs into the dye. And then once we get them in there, it actually doesn't matter if we left the other part of the stocking in there. So we'll put each in each color, our eggs, and then the water's still nice and hot, and we're gonna leave them in there till tomorrow. So a long time to make sure the colors get as bright as possible, okay? So we're gonna put them all in the dye, and then we'll check back tomorrow to see how the colors turned out. Okay, so now we're removing, we let these sit overnight because we wanted the colors to get nice and bright. So now we're removing our eggs and our stockings from the dye. And actually what we're gonna do is we're gonna recycle, reuse this dye with some of our other classes are gonna use the same dye. That's very generous of us, isn't it? Yeah. So they're gonna use the same natural dye with some of the other kids to dye their Easter eggs. Okay, I'm just gonna give them a quick little rinse. And then let's see how these would be, I guess, the beet ones. Is that beet or is that onion skin? I can't tell. Oh wait, no, that's the onion skin. So that should be the brownish color. Okay, so I'm just gonna open one up for, Melissa, can you come closer to me, sweetheart? We're gonna open one up. And, can you see? See how beautiful that came out? So wherever you guys had your little flowers or your little shapes, it left that in white. Okay, so we're gonna open up the rest of them and then we'll have a picture of all of them, okay?
Yeah.
See how that turned out? How cool that is?
Yeah.
Okay, now you have to tell me whose this is. Okay, okay, you can cut it. Okay, so now we've opened all of our our brown ones. Now we're going to, I think this is the blue one. So this is the one that we did with cabbage. Okay, let's give these a quick rinse. And I'm actually most excited. Oh, they stink like poo-poo. Okay, I'm most excited to see how these turned out because I've actually never colored with cabbage before. So let's see how this one sorts out. Cut this. Oh, look how beautiful! Look how beautiful that blue came out. Now, aren't you glad we left them overnight?
Yeah.
With our nice, beautiful pattern from our special leaves on there?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you guys, these came out so good. Who put a star on theirs? Who used a star as their symbol?
Cut it.
Who used a star? Sharpie. Okay, put it in your nest, in your basket. Okay, so we'll continue with these and we'll come back on when we're doing the last one, the red one. Okay, so now we've got the last batch, which are our red colored with the beets. And I'm looking at these and it doesn't look very promising, you guys. I don't think they turned out as dark as the other ones. That doesn't mean that they're not going to be nice anyway. So we'll pull these eggs out of the dye and see how we end up with those. Okay, we have a few that we did with wax. Well, that's a strange color. I wouldn't exactly call that red. That's actually, I did that one. Okay, let's see how these turned out. Okay, well, you know what? You can't win them all. The blue and the gray turned out fantastic. Let's see if the beets. Okay, the beets are a little bit disappointing. But you know what? That's life. Sometimes things don't work out perfect, but actually it's a very interesting color. I bet if we tried to invent that color, that would be very hard for us to make. And the patterns you can still see, so not a total washout. Okay, so that was our pink. So the beets, I would say, I would say the best ones were the cabbage and the onions, wouldn't you guys?
Yeah.
So beets, thumbs halfway up for that. Okay, we'll sort these out and then we'll look at all of them together once we're finished, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so here are our beautiful eggs that we worked so hard on, and they came out really so pretty with the different shapes on them, with the plants. My personal favorite, I really like the blue color, but this deep brownish reddish color is also beautiful. And we did such a good job. So we're going to leave our eggs here while we finish our Easter baskets. And when we finish our Easter baskets, we're going to put our eggs in there, and then we're going to show everybody how beautiful they are. Do you like them so far, guys?
Yeah.
Okay, and here are the finished products, our beautiful Easter baskets with the grass that we went and cut, and our super colored eggs. that we colored with natural coloring from cabbage, onions, and beets. Happy Easter, everybody!